Hello students, let us learn about the basic organic concept inductive effect. It is also represented by the letter I. So let us learn about the definition. It is an effect regarding the transmission of unequal sharing of bonding electrons through a chain of atoms in a molecule leading to a permanent dipole in a bond. The inductive effect I is a result of a substituent's intrinsic ability to supply electrons. So if a substituent is able to supply electrons, it is termed as the plus I effect or withdraw electrons. So, and if a substituent is withdraws electrons, then it is referred to as minus I effect. So the main difference between inductive and electromagnetic effect is inductive effect is a permanent effect which is going to create a permanent dipole in the molecule, whereas electromagnetic effect is a temporary effect. Inductive effect depends on electronegativity of the substituent. The inductive effect is transmitted through sigma bonds and weakens as the distance between the substituent and the reactive center increases. Thus, the effect is greatest for the adjacent bond and may be felt weakly farther away. So, let us look at the two types of inductive effect. So, which is the plus I effect and minus I effect. So, for plus I effect, usually the substituents are electron donating groups, and for the minus I effect, they are electron withdrawing groups. So, on the screen on the left side, you can see there is a letter G and it is bonded to three other carbon atoms C1, C2 and C3. So G here is referred to as the electron donating group. So electron donating group always it provides or it facilitates electrons to the adjacent carbon atoms and hence they come under the group or the category of plus I effect. So one more interesting aspect of inductive effect we should see here is the arrow mark. So when you look at the arrow mark on the screen that is on the left side, we see that the arrow mark is moving from G towards the carbon. So this also indicates us that it is providing plus I effect. That is, G is an electron donating group and it wants to give its electrons towards or it just passes its electrons towards the C1, C2 and C3. So that's why it is coming under the plus I effect. And one more thing is, as it is already said in the definition that the inductive effect is always weakens as the bond increases. So that is why at C1 we can see a slightly negative charge, whereas at C2 and C3 the charge on the inductive effect is different. So on C2 you can see a different a partial charge, and at C3 also you see a different partial charge. That means that at C1 there is more electrons which is given by the electron donating group, and as the number of or as the size of the aliphatic chain goes on increasing, the effect or the inductive effect goes on decreasing. That is, at C3 you don't see a lot of electrons being facilitated as in C2, and when you have to compare between C2 and C1, it is at carbon number 1 which is having more electrons compared to carbon number 2. So below that we see the greater than sign, that is at C1 there is more electrons compared to at C2 and then compared to at C3. Now coming to this on your screen on the right side of the diagram is an atom that is a fluorine, and fluorine we see here is again bonded to three carbon atoms which is named C1, C2 and C3. And we know fluorine is a highly electronegative element. So highly electronegative element, they always come under the category of minus I effect because they're highly electron withdrawing. So electron withdrawing species are the ones which are usually more electronegative than carbon. So that's why fluorine also is falling under the category as it belongs to group 17 in the periodic table, and it is highly electronegative in nature. Now when you look at the arrow mark, we see that the electrons are moving from C3, C2, C1 towards fluorine. So this is another indication to say that it is minus I effect. So minus I effect is comes into existence in this example. That's why we see how the electrons are drifting from the carbon towards the fluorine. And again, as I already told, from the reaction center, the adjacent carbon atoms always feel the more inductive effect. So here also more electrons are taken away from C1 towards the fluorine, whereas from C2 and C3 the effect is weakening. So that's why at C3 we see a very slight movement of electrons from C3, and at C2 is considerably moderate, and at C1 it's the maximum effect which is felt, that is minus I effect. That means fluorine has is trying to take away all the electrons which is adjacent to C1 more compared to at C2 and C3. So this is the indication, that is a that's the arrow mark, and also the second indication is the slightly positive charge at C1, C2 and C3. So they're all given with different numbers, like at C1 there's 1 positive charge, at C2 2 and C3 3. That means how the effect of inductive effect is changing. So at C3 it is less felt, and at C1 it's more felt because it is very near to the reaction center. Now next let us look at some of the common substituents which provide minus I effect and plus I effect. So on the left side again on the screen is the substituents which provide plus I effect. They belong to the alkyl. In alkyl groups we have the methyl, ethyl, and also the trialkyl silyl. So again silicon is less electronegative compared to carbon, so hence it falls under the plus I effect. Whereas we see some of the substituents which are having more electronegative than carbon, they fall under the minus I effect. So now moving on to the extreme right on the screen, we have some substituents which provide the minus I effect. So some of the examples are aldehyde COR group, COOR, that is the ester group, and COOH, that is again the carboxylic acid group. And then we have the C triple bond N, the cyanide group, and we have SO3H, that is RSO3H, that is the sulfonic acid. And then we have nitro group, and we have SO2R, that is RSO2R, that is nothing but the sulfonyl group. So we have these substituents which provide the minus I effect. So the main common category or main common elements that we can see in all of them is oxygen and nitrogen. And we know that oxygen and nitrogen both are highly electronegative compared to the carbon, and hence they usually provide or act as the minus I effect in the molecules. Whereas for the plus I, they are usually the ones which are less electronegative. So we have the alkyl, and also we have the trialkyl silyl group. Thank you very much.